welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. I know I am. Just got off work, so that's great. But today's video, I want to discuss with you a little issue I'm having with my 1993 Z28. Some of you may be having the same thing, and I don't know. We'll try to work through this together. But the problem is, these cars call for conventional oil, and I've always run Mobil 1 in it. And I've noticed, ever since I switched over to Mobil 1, that the oil pressure would be high for a while. Then when the car would warm up, it would actually drop down low. And the longer the oil stayed in it, you know, like when it gets closer to the end of the life cycle, 3,000 miles, I need to change it, it will actually go down almost to no pressure, and the check engine light will come on. So what I'm wanting to do is, I'm going to be switching it back over to conventional oil, and I'm also going to replace the oil sending unit. And I'm going to try to do the oil sending unit first to see if that works, just because there's only three possibilities it could be. The oil is too thin, you know, different flow characteristic from conventional oil, because like I said, it's Mobil 1, it's thinner, and all that stuff. The oil sending unit is bad, or worst case scenario, the oil pump is going bad. I really don't think it's the oil pump going bad, because if it was the oil pump going bad, then it would do it all the time. Even when I crank it up and just let it sit here, you know, as the pressure would come down, it would go down to zero after it warmed up. It doesn't do that. It only does it after I drive it for a while, it gets real hot and everything. So I'm thinking it's either the oil or the oil sending unit. So I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, and I'll show you the oil sending unit, where it goes, how to change it out. I'm going to try to leave the oil in the car. I know I'll lose some whenever I pull the oil sending unit out. But I'm going to try to take it out, put my finger over the hole, put the new sending unit in it real quick, and only get my hands dirty and a little bit on the side of the pan, which I can wipe off. Try that, and then if that doesn't work, switch it back over to conventional oil. And let me show you what it's doing. When I crank it up, and yes, I know, there's another issue. ABS in-op lights on. That came on this morning. I'm pretty certain that that is a wheel speed sensor. It's a common issue on these cars. So. But yeah, if you see my oil, here, let's turn the light on so you can see it a little better. You see my oil right in the middle right now. Well, when I get home, which is only a 15-minute ride from where I'm at right now, maximum, it'll go down to zero and actually go and cause the check engine light come on. So with that said, let's get on the ride home, and there's no need in you going along for the ride unless you just want to, which I very seriously doubt. So, yeah, so I'm coming. So let's get with it, and I'll see you at the house. Now, see, as we're going down the road, pressure is pretty much right where it should be. Not bad. Going down the road at roughly 45 miles an hour. Everything's pretty cool. And with that said, when I let off the gas, it drops down like to be expected. Everything's fine for a little while. Now as we pull up to a stoplight, you can see it's dropping down. Now I really won't go any lower than that for a while until like I said, until I get to the house, until it heats up and everything. That's about where it stays, which is pretty normal. I mean, it's always been just above, just right at that first line above the needle where it is right now. It's always stayed somewhere around there in between that one. But when I switched over to Mobil 1, it started going down to there. And I don't know, it might be just the oil, like was suggested to me online. I never really thought about it, and I never really put two and two together. But that's how it looks right now, just sitting here. And as we take off again, as soon as this car gets going in front of me, you can see the pressure goes back up, which is normal. You know, this is a floating needle, but it goes up a little bit too much. There's so much fluctuation in it to where that's what's leading me to believe that it might actually be the sending unit. We'll find out. Like I said, we're going to change it out and see what happens. See you in a few minutes. All right, stop sign. See how low it is now? We're almost there. There it is, check engine light, or check gauge light just came on because the oil pressure is so low. Now as I give it a little bit of gas to get it going, it immediately goes back out. So if you're having this type of intermittent problem or type of problem, it's not intermittent because it does it every time I drive it now, maybe one of these two things will fix it. We're going to see. Next time you see me, I'll have a different shirt on because I'm recording this part today. It'll be dark by the time I get a chance to get out to work on the car, and it's supposed to start raining in a little bit, so I'm not going to be doing it today. I'm recording this part today, and I'll try to get it actually fixed. And well, I don't know if it'll be fixed, but I'll actually get the part installed and finish the video at that time. So we'll see you in a day or two. All right, guys and gals, welcome back. Nice, beautiful, sunshiny day here in Henry Ridge, North Carolina. And we're going to try replacing this oil sending unit as promised. I had thought that it was on the side of the oil pan, but actually that's a different sensor altogether. The oil sending unit on this particular 93 and 94 models is on the side of the block just above the oil filter. Later models are up on the back of the engine, right at the very back of the block. But I figured I'd go into some of the tools and how to change this. All you're going to need, really, is your oil sending unit. Here, I'll open it up so you can see what it looks like. Drop it. So it looks like screws into the side, like I said, one wire connector. You're going to need the appropriate size wrench. In this case, it's 27 millimeter. That end. Some gloves. Keep your hands from getting dirty. A rag to wipe off any oil. Maybe a flashlight. Yep. And that's pretty much it. You got to have either jack stands, car ramps, one of the two. Got to be safe. Can't get to it any other way unless you get the car up off the ground. So let me show you what's going on here. I've already described the problem that I was having. And if this was a 94 or newer, it'd be somewhere in this location right here. The oil sending unit. But in my particular instance, it's way down there. So let's get under the car and I'll show you. Also, I forgot to mention a little Teflon tape go on the threads of the sending unit. So I'll go ahead and put that on now. And you don't need a bunch, just enough to, let me see, get you set down here. Just enough to cover the threads so that no oil comes out. It's got a little thread sealing on there, but that's not enough for anything. I mean, these LT1s already have enough leaks, so no need in helping them have another one. So put your little Teflon tape on there before you go under the car and you're good to go. And I'm going to be wearing white gloves, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So let's get under the car and get this taken care of. Oh, get everything you need under here before you go. That way if you have to get back up, forget something is always a pain. Here we go. Crawl up under here and I'll show you exactly where this is. Watch out for all the framework and everything. Move everything one more time now that we're under here. And like I said, have you a good dirty, a good disposable rag, shop rag that you don't mind throwing away. There's gonna be all kind of weird angles and stuff that you're seeing in this video, I know, but I can't help it. You're laying on your back under a car, trying to get something done. But here we go. As you can see, there's the oil filter. And right above it, right here, is a protective boot with like a little heat shroud on it, which is falling off, of course. But right there is where your oil sending unit goes. Now let me set you down and I'll pull off the cover and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, something else very, very important I forgot to tell you before starting to do any of this. Be sure to have you on some eye protection, because oil, dirt, grime, sand, road debris, all that stuff's going to fall down in your eyes. And you got to protect those eyes because you only get one set. So let me reach up in here, pull this cover off. Oh yeah, nice and oily, just to be expected. Wipe my glove off. Get my rag up in here and wipe this off. somebody made a comment on one of the forums that I belong to that if it's not a LT, if it's an LT1 that's leaking, if it's not leaking, it's not a LT1. And I'm hoping and praying that I do not have to drain the oil on this, because I want to see what it is. I'm trying to locate the issue of what's going on. If it's the sending unit, I want to know that's what the sending unit is, because I'm trying to do this video to help others that have the same type of problem. Well, now all you have to do is reach up in, grab the clip, which is of course on the top. Try to pry it up without breaking it. I wish there's another way to get my other hand in here, but there's not. Well, that wasn't fun. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't fun. Now, after you do that, you could try to maneuver your remaining lines out of the way so you get a better view. Maybe so you can see a little better, maybe. Well, I'll put you up here so you can see it. Right in there is what we're going after. Now, I'm hoping I'm not going to lose any oil, but if I do, I have this pan. Hold on. If I do lose any oil, I have this pan that I'm going to try to cram under there real quick to catch any dropping oil and stuff. So let me slide you over here. Try not to get oil all over everything, and we'll see what happens. And if I'm not getting this on video, I apologize. I'm trying very desperately. Flashlight. I don't know once I crack it open if I'm going to lose any oil or not, so we'll see what happens. Working on there to get it where it's on the... Oh yeah, there we go. At least it's not real tight. I'm sorry you can't see all this on the video, but you know it is working on cars. Man, I wish I could see this. I wish I could see it a little better, to be honest. It's at an angle behind the oil pump pan, the lid for that. Oh, I got it loosened now where I can turn it by hand now. Get this up here out of the way. Try to tuck this up where it won't get anything all over it if it does leak down. And maybe y'all can see it too. Right here. I'm going to try to pull it out and see if any oil starts coming out of it. Yep, we'll get some. Tuck that back in there real quick. That's it's getting all over my GoPro stuff. That's what makes this so much fun, right? All right. I got my catch can ready. Let's finish taking it out. If I lose, I lose. Now I gotta find the hole where it goes back in. Right there. Oh, there we go. Got it started now. Now we wipe off any oil we can. So that when we're driving it, we're not seeing oil laying on the ground where we park and end up thinking, oh, we got an oil leak, which we don't. Which I hate. I hate an oil leak. And the LT1s are notorious for it. Wipe off my GoPro stand so I don't have oil all over it. And yeah, just tighten it back up. Now, once you get it tight, you don't want to bear down on it. You just want it snug. Kind of like you do your fuel filter. Then after we get this in, we put the harness back on, then we check the oil, make sure the oil's full. Because we did lose just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. You know, it's got to have pressure up to the unit, so I figured I'd lose a little bit. I didn't think I'd lose a lot, which I didn't. Again, you tighten it down to where it's snug. Just about there, maybe one more quarter. All right, I'm happy with that. Dirty wrench out from under the car. Wipe off any more oil that might have come running down that you possibly missed. Like I said, that way when we see any on the ground, if we did this right, it won't be coming for this. It'll be coming for something else, an actual leak, which we don't want. So then we go back under, pull back our wiring harness, pull it back down. Orient the plug to where we plug it back in, wipe off any oil residue or anything on it. That way we have a good, clean, solid connection. Orient the plug so that when you stick it up here, it's turn it the right way. Trying to do 4 things at one time with 2 hands. Then try to plug it in. Let me rotate around so maybe I can get to it better. Nope, that way it go work. Go back around the other way. He's pulling down on it as I'm trying to stick it in, and it's fighting me and winning. Oh, come on, guys. I wonder if they gave me the right one. Sure ain't wanting to go in. Wait a minute. There's a... my dumb self was putting it in upside down. Now the clip they gave me, the clip on the new one versus the old one is a little different, so it's confusing me. Duh. Then you put your protective boot back on, slide it back on there. Make sure nothing is touching the exhaust. Everything's just as it is. And we are done under the car. Chocolate milkshake. Thanks, babe. Appreciate it. Let me show you what we got here, though. Here's the bed sending unit. Or I don't know if it's bad or not, but here's the old sending unit. And what was giving me a fit, I was trying to plug it in to where the latch went up here. but the actual latch goes right there, and it's not as quite as pronounced on the new one, and I couldn't see it, so I was trying to put the plug in upside down, but I got it done. And you know, it has to have a little bit of oil pressure on it for it to be able to pick up. So that's what we have in here. It's not a bunch of oil, about that much, and the goop and stuff in the bottom of it is just water where I had rinsed out the pan before I brought it out here to catch the oil, because I figured I'd lose a little bit. But let's get it down on the ground and check the oil and see how, then we'll go for a spin and see how it does. Yeah, boy. Even if you're not working real hard on your car, that's always a plus. All right, here we are in the car. I checked the oil. Everything's good with the oil. And let's start her up. Let her run for a second. Oil pressure goes up. So that means the oil sending in is working. We'll buckle up for safety. And that's higher than my oil pressure normally is upon first startup. So let's sit here and run for a second. Now, this is probably, I don't know, if I had to guess, out of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the easiest, I'm gonna rate this a 3, because number one, you gotta have the tools, you gotta have the wrench, you've got to have the rag, you've got to have the ramps or jack and jack stands. If you jack your car up, always use jack stands. That's number one. Doesn't matter how easy the mod is, how quick it is. If you're not around to do the mod, then there's no need, right? Always be safe, always use those jack stands. But you got to have the equipment, the tools and the equipment, and then a little bit of a skill set to be able to locate what you're working on and be able to take it out and put it back in. So yeah, I would rate it a number 3. Let my car warm up for just a second, and then we're going to take it for a spin. And cops are out, holiday weekend, so we can't do anything real crazy, real fun. But we'll give her a try and see how she does. Now that she's warmed up, another sip on the chocolate milkshake, and we're on the way. Like I said, I work and live about 15 minutes from work, either way, on the worst of conditions, unless it's snowing or it's holiday weekend. So I'm going to drive it for 15 minutes like I normally would, and we'll see how it goes. Time is now 4:27 in the afternoon. And we'll get back, we'll drive it for 15 minutes, and we'll see how it does. Right now it's reading higher than it ever has. So that's a plus, right? Be back in a minute, we'll see how it does. Okay, been riding for a little bit now. Not long, about 5 minutes. Oil pressure's back down to normal, where it normally is, where it should be. You can see it's 433. I get across this rough road section. And let's see how it does. Down low again. Get the oil nice and hot, see how it does. Beautiful day to be out for a drive though. It's like in the lower 60s right now. Nice blue sky, a few clouds up. But after getting it warmed up for a minute, you can see the oil's down. You know, the line's gonna have a little bit of air in it from where I took the old one off, and it's got to build the pressure back up inside the sending unit. So the higher pressure on prime startup is to be expected. Now we're back down to normal. And yeah, we need to drive it around for a few minutes to see what it does when we come up to those stops that I reported where I was having trouble. You know, one of the main complaints about my 5th gen Camaro I have are the sun visors. And everybody hates the sun visors on the 410s also. They say they're cheap made and everything. Well, I agree, they are cheap made, but look, they actually work. The ones on my 510 would be up like this. That's no protection at all. Look how far these come down. Just another reason I still love my 4th gen Camaro. Alright, here we are. A few minutes later, 4:38, roughly 11 minutes. Turn my lights on so you can see. Oil pressures went back down, which was to be expected because the new one had air in it and everything. No oil in the sending unit as of yet. It had to build up pressure. So what I did was I got all my operating temperatures up, ran it for a few minutes. We're out for a test drive. Here we are 11 minutes in, and it's low, but it's where it normally was with the old sending unit. So we still got a few minutes to drive and everything will be fine. So let's keep driving. All right, we've been driving around for a little while. I wanted to drive it for a while because I knew when I put the new oil sending unit in, the pressure would be a little higher because it's got air in the line, for lack of better terms, because when we took the old sending unit out, that little bit of oil that drained out was the pressure from the pump and everything, which it has to have to read right. So I knew it would be a little high when I put the new one in. Plus I wanted to get my operating temperatures up, make sure everything was right, everything was hot, and all that good stuff so we could check it. And I have my lights on right now so you can see it, but as you can see, pressure's about where it was before I put in the new sending unit, maybe a couple pounds higher, which is to be expected, but right now it seems to be doing fine. We're a little into the drive, 4:42, a little over 10 minutes, and yeah, everything's been going fine so far. Right where it should be. I'm hoping this fixes it, but we'll stop here in a second and do a quick little pull, to make sure everything's good and hot by the time we get up to our 15-minute mark. Nice, beautiful day to be out riding. 63, 64 degrees, somewhere around that area. Everything just beautiful, beautiful. So we'll be back in a second. I'm gonna do a quick little pull here just because, like I said, I want to make sure everything is up to normal operating temperatures and everything with the girl before my 15 minutes comes up. We're getting very close. So with that said, let's stop her. Nice straight line. Old disc brakes still work good. Nice straight line. And here, I'll let you watch. We are stopped and go. No, I'm not going to lie and say I'm in Mexico. I hate that. That is the stupidest saying. And people think they're really going to fall for that. We're not in Mexico. I am in the United States. Yes. I just did a pull on one of our public roads. I was in a good straight line, had total control of the car. Nobody was around. There was no houses, no schools, no nothing. A little bumpy because I was holding on with both hands like you're supposed to do when you drive, a little above the speed limit. Well, you're really supposed to hold on with both hands even when you're driving the regular speed limit or even below it. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure she was good and hot and everything was heated up. And we're almost home, so let's see how she does between here and there. All right, welcome back. Just got back from my drive. Here we are, 4:43, just over 15 minutes. Oil pressure, right where it should be. Never once did it drop below that. Not at no stoplight, not at no stop sign, not pulling over for traffic, not for idiot drivers, not sitting in the driveway. So, there we go. The conclusion, let me switch all this off. The conclusion is, it was indeed the oil sending unit. 1993 piece, so that's, quite a few years on the old girl, so I switched her out. Saw it wasn't difficult. The most difficult part was plugging it back up and getting the car up on ramps. Now I'll give her a good oil change, which is time for it anyway, like I told you earlier. And that seemed to be the problem the whole time. Now I got to get the ABS in-op. One guy told me that just cleaning them, the wheel sensor should take care of it. So I'm going to try that and see how that goes. If not, I'll have to try to figure out which one it is and replace it. If they're not too expensive, heck, I might just replace all four. But for as the oil sending unit, oil pressure problem, it was the oil sending unit. I just thought I'd walk you guys through this process and this journey. So if this is happening to you also, it might help you. And yeah, it turned out to be the oil sending unit, something real simple. Now I can go ahead and change the oil and know that it was not the oil. Walmart always has a special on their synthetic oils. Every couple months they'll have the Mobil 1 on sale. And I mean, think about this. A normal quart is $10 around here, $10 for 1 quart of Mobil 1. So if you add it up times 5, that's $50 for a quart of oil. Way too high. But the 5 quarts, they normally have them somewhere around $40, which is not too bad, but still it's kind of high. Walmart will have them on sale for $25 for 5 quart jugs. So I'll pick me up 3-4 cans of that, because the red car takes way over 5 quarts. And this one takes just over 5, like 5.3. So, you know, I could buy the 5 quart jug and have just about enough. But yeah, anyhow, mumbling. The oil pressure problem is now solved. I will change the oil in it now because I have a jug. Like I said, I just picked up a jug the other day when I picked up the oil sending unit. Now that I know everything's good to go, I'll change the oil. We had the problem isolated, so now you know. But, you know, here it is, the 22nd of December, almost Christmas time. I probably won't do another video between now and after Christmas. And next weekend is my birthday, so I don't know if I'll do one then or not. But if you don't see me for a couple weeks, you now know why. I hope each and every one of you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope all your dreams have come true for you this year. If not, I wish you the very best in the beginning of the new year. And again, you know, my channel has come so far in this past year. It's just amazing. Like I told you, I never thought I'd have 1 subscriber. Now I'm up to 156, 157. Wow. I never thought it. So I want to give a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you. Each and every view that you do, thumbs up, every second that you view is greatly, greatly appreciated. And I hope this might have helped somebody out there. That's why I do these videos, to try to help somebody, you know. If it just helps one person go solve the problem that I just went through. Wasn't nothing major, wasn't a big headache or anything. But still, when your car flares up, has issues, it's like having a child and it's sick. The child can't tell you what's wrong with it. The car can't tell you what's wrong with it. You have to try to figure it out. So we got her figured out. You guys have a wonderful rest of your new year, and we will see you next video.